This is Andrew Vontz, and you're listening to Choose the Hard Way, the podcast about how hard things build stronger people who have more fun. This is, of course, the biggest day of the year. Day one of the Abandon Your Family 500. And I'm here with my special guest, Spencer Martin of the Beyond the Peloton podcast and newsletter, and Jonathan Kaplan of the Riding With newsletter and podcast. In case you've recently been off-planeted and are not tuned in, the Abandon Your Family 500 has commenced, and it is a challenge to ride 500 kilometers in 10 days in a virtual world on Mars or here on planet Earth on its surface. We're going to be providing a quick daily update on our Abandon Your Family 500 experience. And to kick this off, we have a very special guest who's never made an appearance on this podcast before. It is my 9-year-old son, here to talk about being abandoned. What thoughts do you have about the Abandon Your Family 500 thus far?
Oh, first of all, hi. I exist. It's very interesting. Please don't abandon your family.
Well,
that's not the message we need.
Yeah, that's not the message. I'm out there making you proud. I showed you I'm on top of the leaderboard currently. What do you think about that?
Good job. Stay up there.
You did tell me you wanted me to stay on top of the leaderboard, and you were pretty excited when you heard that this event had a leaderboard. Tell me more about that.
Leaderboards mean seeing who's better or who's ahead.
Or in this case, who's spent the most time abandoning their family. And right now I am in the pole position, P1 on the family abandonment leaderboard. And I know that you and the family were enjoying some time together while I was wrapping things up in the garage. How did that feel?
Good.
Okay, that's about it for right now. Thanks for joining us, and we'll check back in with you later in the week once I put in 15 to 20 hours, and you've spent a lot of time alone. See you, dude.
We might have revealed too much. Thank you for joining us. Guys, I hate to be that guy. The leaderboard was mentioned. How do you find this thing in your Strava?
Jonathan?
You go to active groups. You find...
Okay. Active. Will it load?
And then it should be there. Should be the top one.
Okay. Yeah, I see it.
What I don't like is the number of messages you get about you've been passed. So-and-so has passed you.
I heard, dispatches from the early hours of this competition. I heard Paul Redmayne was in the lead for a little bit, Andrew.
He was. He may have been the first abandoner to post. Yes.
Working that Abu Dhabi time zone.
Yeah. And Jonathan, I see that you made the power move of waiting to make an upload public potentially, as did.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a classic leaderboard.
Classic. I might wait until Christmas Day to make it.
What are you talking about?
Don't tell Jonathan if he doesn't know the trick, right? That's something we can save for later in the series. Guys, this is a quick check-in. So let's go around the horn and see what your experience has been like on day one of the Abandon Your Family 500 challenge. Jonathan, let's start with you. How's the family holding up, and what experience did you have today?
I'll tell you what, they do not care about this. So it was sort of like looking at a blank sheet of paper. When you're about to write something, that's sort of the level of anxiety. But I woke up at 5:45, I was on the bike at 6, put in 75 minutes, and then at 4 o'clock did another hour. So for me, that's a pretty good day. It's not Andrew Vontz numbers, but it's a pretty good start. Probably the best start I've had in the past 2 years, 3 years.
Wait, indoors or outdoors?
Oh, it's 9 degrees here. You can't go out. Can't be outside.
On the TV, it's saying the U.S. is in an energy emergency until Christmas Day because it's so cold in the Northeast.
That sounds accurate. It was -1 here in Hope, Maine, when I went outside this morning. Once again, the dogs just wanted to turn around as soon as we began that walk. I think they knew that I needed to put in the work on the trainer. Jonathan, we do have to ask, splitting the workout into 2 separate rides, Are you following the Norwegian method? Were these both threshold workouts?
Definitely not. Definitely not. It's just time management is the best I can do. I think Zwift is great for me personally. It's like hard to do it 75 to 90 minutes. I just kind of get bored. I can only listen to the daily podcast so many times. And then after
just
that,
run it back. Michael Barbaro again. I actually think this is a pro move. I mean, just for indoor riding in general, because what you're saying, you're going to burn out. It's like someone listening, you could do 40 minutes morning, 40 minutes evening. I mean, not for this competition, but just in your daily life. I think that's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Hopefully Wednesday it's supposed to warm. It will be considerably warmer. So I hope I can be outside and at least do half of this outside. I think that might be a tall order, but something to aspire to.
All right, Jonathan, thoughts and prayers. Anything else to add?
No, I have nothing else to add. I'm really tired. I'm already tired. It's only day one.
That's all you got. Fine. Let's take it over to an undisclosed location. We'll just say mainland Europe. Think Mission Impossible. We can't really disclose the mission. Our man behind the scenes, Spencer Martin. What do you got?
I do feel a lot like Jason Bourne today. So I have 0 miles in, 0 kilometers. I had planned a beautiful ride to kick off this Abandon Your Family 500 on the Costa Blanca of Spain. It was going to be gorgeous. Then I was going to go to the airport, fly to the location I am now while I await my next flight. I kind of have to go to this meeting. It's not something I can say no to. I drive up there, and who do I see? But Mr. Matteo Jorgensen and Wout van Aert walking around when I get there. Kind of interesting. But have the meeting and then keep going to get to the airport and then fly to a more northern location. I arrive. The sun is setting. It is beautiful. Do I get recognized in the airport, though, from this podcast? I do. How exciting is that? Then I'm not getting anything in. So I go down to the, I think it's called the there's some square in Brussels, went down there, got dinner, came back, had to do a few podcasts in the room. Now I'm here. It's almost 1 a.m.
For the dedication.
Spencer, did anyone ask you, once they recognize you, did they ask how the Abandon Your Family 500 was going for you thus far?
No, they didn't, and I'm glad they did not. I would have said, because I'm stressed that I'm here. I'm here waiting for my bike with you, sir, instead of riding my bike. Will the bike show up? The bike did show up, but they make you wait. No, it's very stressful because you're like, wow, there's this event that I should be doing, but it's somewhat limited. I mean, I guess I could have unpacked the bike at around 5 p.m. local Brussels time and gone for a ride in the pitch black. Probably not a great idea. It's chilly here. Nowhere near as cold as the U.S., though. I feel lucky.
Well, that's why we have this generous 10-day window so people can maximally abandon their family over that 10-day period prior to the holidays, when we know that most people completing this challenge will then jump directly into the Rafa Festive 500 for round 2 of this event. Spencer, when you mentioned that you ran into Wout van Aert and Matteo Jorgensen, the words I thought were going to come out of your mouth were that you had once again seen Taco van der Hoorn riding around bike packing like a ghost ship.
I did see him again, but I do have an update on the Taco situation. An important Taco update. He was the second time he was with the Lotto group, and it is confirmed he is on Lotto Intermarché. So there's no Taco Gravel campaign, at least full time, for this coming season.
And did you talk to Wout about his jump shot? Is he
like,
tall? Like, I mean, is he like?
He's not that much. I mean, he's shorter than Reggie Miller, but not like that much shorter. You know, when you look at those pictures,
Pretty tall.
He's very tall. No, I'm not like going up to him while he's getting his. There was someone getting a Tour de France winner was getting their coffee in front of me, and I thought it was kind of funny. But you can't. It's like a professional environment. You'd be like, hey, Wout, you know me? I like you. I don't know if that's a good icebreaker.
Jonathan, is this strategy of going up and insulting public figures, is this something that you picked up on Capitol Hill? Is it effective?
It is effective. It works. It works. I've learned from the best. Also today I put in a 1,200 meter swim. So it was a little brick workout today. It was a commitment I couldn't get out of.
Where'd you do the swim? The Potomac?
Yeah. Woodrow Wilson, the Woodrow Wilson pool. I think it's still called Woodrow Wilson.
Is it just a public pool?
Yeah, it's right next to the high school. So the high school was Woodrow Wilson, but they changed it to Jackson Reed because Wilson was a racist. But the pool is run by the park district, so I don't know if it changed its name. I think it's still called Wilson. Anyway, great pool. Nice, really good, really good 16 lanes, 25 meters or 8 lanes, 50 meters. The locker rooms are something to be desired, but no, it's a great pool. It's only like a mile from here.
Jonathan, I know that we talked about keeping this tight. Let's dig into this a little bit, though. Is there anything you want to disclose about your competition season 2026? Are you going to start running as well, I guess, is the question.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. No.
Looking into some swim bike events?
Nope. Just I made a commitment to a member of my family, and I wanted to keep it.
Would you like to publicly share more about that commitment?
I'm going to protect the innocent.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Spencer, anything else? Day one, you mentioned perhaps a bit of anxiety. You had some other consequential work and life events.
Day two, what am I doing? I'm waking up 6:30 a.m., walking my bike across the street, and I get to stand in the longest immigration line I've ever seen in my life. I will be in that line, and then I'll be boarding a flight back to the United States. But I don't know, maybe I'll get off that 11-hour flight and I'll jump on the trainer, get some Ks in, catch back up to you guys.
On the trainer, I tried to watch this Polish movie that was recommended in the New York Times on Netflix called Furiosa. It's about Polish hooligans who make their way to Ireland. That's as far as I got. It's dubbed, so it's all in English. I can't say it's great. I don't know what the New York Times was thinking, but, for some entertainment value while you're on the bike, not bad.
Okay. Thanks for bringing that into the space, Jonathan. Spencer, I have something that I'm going to be writing about at the end of the year over at alwaysthehardway.substack.com. I'm also going to be sharing some thoughts regularly about this Abandon Your Family 500 experience, some of which I'm not going to share here. One thing that I would share with you, though, both of you, as we head into this holiday season, we know that we're going to be depleting our immune systems during the AYF 500. Spencer, traveling, you're stuck in the metal tube with sick people. We know that there are many sick on the planes. Something that I picked up from, I've mentioned the EF high performance team a lot lately. Maybe they're the only high performance team at the world tour level who's regularly sharing some of their methods.
That's probably correct.
Yeah. Someone from that high performance team shared that something that they've been using, and I went and read all of the research on this topic. There is a specific form of zinc acetate. It's actually very hard to get your hands on it. From what I can tell, there's one manufacturer in America, and you take these zinc acetate lozenges, and if you're in an environment where someone has a respiratory illness or you believe you might be getting exposed to a respiratory illness, for example, you're going to a holiday gathering, you can just take these prophylactically, and it can inhibit you from getting a respiratory illness. And if you get one, it can shorten the duration of the respiratory illness substantially. This is peer-reviewed research. I'm not just making this up.
Were there ducks in the background? You hear the quack, 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 quack. Really?
I'm going to let this slide, Jonathan. I personally have found that it works.
Okay.
Just something to think about when traveling and in these environments. I'm just going to cruise through my list. I had some thoughts. Mine are a little bit different. Being on the bike today, I was on there for a while. My first
You have
thought,
105K, by the way.
Yeah. My first thought, I need aero bars. I had this same thought last year. Just, I want a different position. And especially when you're using the phone It's just not comfortable to hold on to the bars, even if you have a desk for your trainer. And if you do have a desk, it's probably blocking your fan. I'm not so sure about those aero bars. I think there'll be a way to do it so that you can just use your phone effectively while riding. I reached out to Profile Designs. If there's anyone else listening to this podcast who might want to send me some aero bars to use during the Abandon Your Family 500 or subsequent challenges, my DMs are open. The second thought that I had, being in this fixed position for such a long duration, I was on the bike for 2 hours and 48 minutes today, I think. I had a 3-minute Zwift coffee break stoppage time. It's pretty hard on the ligaments, tendons, and cartilage being in that very fixed position for such a long time. So my second thought, I'm ready to live in a world where 3D printed ligaments, cartilage, and tendons can replace things that no longer work in your body. They've been talking about it for 20 plus years. We're not there yet. Number 3, this is a long time to look at a screen. Just being on Zwift, you're looking at a screen for a long time. I do the same thing that they recommend with phone or work computer usage. Just look off into the distance. I have a window next to me. I'll do that sometimes. The fourth thing I noticed, kind of no matter what nice equipment you have, it's difficult to be super comfortable sitting in a fixed position on a bicycle for that duration of time. The fourth, or I guess this is the fifth thing. The fifth thing that I would note, I was watching videos from the New York Times Steelbook Summit from 2025. Maybe a topic for a different podcast. I'm just wondering, does credibility or honesty matter anymore at all if you're a public figure? It seems like, I'm not going to name names. You can go watch some of those videos. It seems like at this point, there are a number of leaders in technology and business who simply are just lying all of the time, and they don't even make an attempt to conceal that they're not telling the truth, and they don't get pressed on it. It's kind of mind-blowing to me, honestly.
I think it doesn't matter. I wonder if the phone and the social media,
right?
It's like no one can pay attention long enough. So you just say whatever you want, and like no one will remember. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to stop enumerating my list. I have a few more items here. Unibet Rockets have a biological passport violation, which I'm sure you all saw today. I'm wondering why we've seen this cluster of biological passport violations, I think in the past 3 months, after having several years of not really having these happen for a long time. Again, this is something to discuss more later. A lot of the irregularities that are coming up and these biological passport violations are from the 2024 season as well. And maybe that's just the nature of the passport as you're looking at longitudinal data. What was going on in 2024? Jonathan, we need you to look behind the scenes. I want answers. Or perhaps finally, I have 2 more things. So not actually finally. I started watching Paris-Roubaix 2025 again. We're going to need to have a different episode on this. Pedersen attacked with 103.8 kilometers to go. Pog then attacks twice before 100 kilometers to go. Stefan Bissinger in that lead group, no one talked about it at all, even the commentators. It kind of blew my mind. Finally, there was a lot going on the side of the road, including I saw a Belgian Malinois, which if you're not familiar with those are attack dogs that police departments, SWAT teams, special operations units use, and a lot of people have for personal security. There's a woman restraining a Belgian Malinois as the peloton is riding past. The front group is passing. She's at the Live Giant tent. I don't know what was going on. That's not the dog that you want to have on the side of the road. And it looked like it was ready to go. People igniting flares on the side of the road should be arrested. Can we not just take care of this? If you're setting off a flare on the side of the road at a bike race, we should just arrest these people. I don't think that this is behavior that should be accepted. Finally, my kids are impressed. I don't know why. they're like quite impressed that I've made this commitment, and they think that doing this is pretty neat, which I did not anticipate. And that's all I've got on day one.
That's impressive.
Impressive. Yeah. On Roubaix, I believe when they exited the Arnberg Forest, 100K to go, the first three riders were Van der Poel, Pogačar, Pedersen, in that order. And that's the final order of the race. 100K from the finish line. Crazy.
Yeah. So this is a time of year when you can start to refresh your memory on some of the ghosts of Christmas past and get ready for what's ahead in 2026. Jonathan, Spencer, it's great to be part of this challenge with you all. Jonathan, it sounds like it's time to go.
It's time to dinner. It's dinner time.
And Spencer, we're really looking forward to seeing you on the other side of this trip. So thanks everybody for joining us. You can check in here. We're planning to drop these frequently. And I want to let you know this episode is brought to you by my partner, blockchain.com. They're your trusted platform for buying, selling, and holding crypto, no matter your experience level. When you crypto with blockchain.com. And of course, Lauf bikes. They're elegant, fast, and radically fun. That's why when I gravel with the Lauf Segla. You can find them at laufcycles.com. And we will see you all again next time. Thanks for joining us.